God will help you. And more importantly, if it's like a very sinful habit that often people get into, God will be like, "Hey, like, what's up, man? I got you." Welcome back to the Junior Mints podcast. This podcast is here to help you guys navigate life while also helping you guys see the fun sides of life as well. My name is Finn Lawler. I'm your host. Here we go. In today's episode, we are going to be tackling a universal challenge: breaking bad habits. We all have them, whether it's scrolling endlessly on our phones, biting our nails, or hitting the snooze button one too many times. But why is it so hard to quit? And what can we actually do about it? Think about a habit you want to break. For a moment, imagine the cycle. You get a craving, you act on it, and you get a temporary feeling of relief or pleasure. That's the habit loop, a concept made famous by author Charles Duhigg, I think. The power of habit, it's a three-part process: a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue is the trigger. It can be a time of day, a certain emotion, or a specific place. The routine is the behavior itself, and the reward is the payoff. The reason your brain says, "Hey, let's do that again." The problem is, the loop is incredibly efficient. It's an automated process that our brain loves because it saves energy. The more you repeat it, the stronger the neural pathway becomes, making the habit feel almost automatic. This is why willpower alone often isn't enough. You can't just wish a habit away. You have to understand the loop and disrupt it. Also, you can go to God. You can go to God if you have a habit you're struggling with. God will help you. And more importantly, if it's like a very sinful habit that often people get into, God will be like, "Hey, like, what's up, man? I got you." So prayer is also good in that sense as well. You can meditate on it too. Read the Bible. Those three, I think, are the primary techniques you can use to break a habit. Just personal experience. Um, so how do you start? The first step is to become a detective of your own behavior. You need to identify the three components of your habit loop. Let's take the example of mindlessly checking social media. The cue. What triggers you to pick up your phone? Is it boredom, loneliness, the feeling of an idle moment, like waiting in line or sitting on the couch? You have to be honest with yourself about what sets the routine in motion. The routine. This is the habit itself, the act of unlocking your phone and opening the app. It's the physical action you want to change. The reward. What do you get from it? It might not be obvious. Is it a brief distraction from a stressful task? The temporary satisfaction of seeing a new post or a like? The feeling of being connected? Once you've identified these three things, you can start to attack the habit. Strategies for breaking the loop. Number one, change the environment. This is often the most effective and simplest place to start. If the cue is seeing your phone on the bedside table, what if you put it in another room before you go to bed? If you're trying to stop snacking, don't keep junk food in the house. You're not relying on willpower, you're just removing the trigger entirely. Replace the routine. You can't just delete the routine from the habit loop, you have to substitute it with a new one that gives you a similar reward. Instead of scrolling on your phone when you're bored, what if you pick up a book and read for 5 minutes? Or do a quick stretch or call a friend? You're still addressing the cue and getting a reward, a break, a distraction, a connection, but you've replaced the negative behavior with a positive one. Real quick, that's a good idea because most of the time it's like, oh, I want to quit watching YouTube for hours at a time, which I'm guilty of. I won't lie to you. And it's like, oh, I'll just quit cold turkey and not substitute it with anything else. But then it's like, wait a second, you feel that trigger like pulling you back in, and it's like, hold up. So you got to find that substitution. Finding that substitution, I think, is probably the hardest part, but they're out there. Number three, tweak the reward. This can be tricky, but it's powerful. Can you find a way to get the same reward from a different, healthier routine? If the reward is biting your nails, is a release of tension, Maybe you can get a similar feeling by squeezing a stress ball or clenching or unclenching your fists for a moment. The key is to be compassionate with yourself. Breaking a habit isn't a linear journey. And that's where we'll stop right there. No, I'm just kidding. There will be setbacks. You'll slip up. The important thing isn't perfection, it's consistency. When you make a mistake, don't beat yourself up. Just observe it, learn from it, and get back on track. Each time you successfully replace a bad habit with a good one, you are literally rewiring your brain. You're building a new, healthier neural pathways that will, in time, become the new normal. Breaking bad habits isn't just about stopping a behavior, it's about understanding yourself, your triggers, and your needs. It's about designing a life where you're in control, where you're making conscious choices instead of just acting on autopilot. So, question: what's the bad habit that you're trying to break? What's a strategy that worked for you? Let me know down in the comments below and we can talk about it. Also, don't be afraid to go to God with your habits that you're trying to break, whether it's a good habit or a bad habit. Because really, sure, I know the script says you're in control, but really, God's in control. So you're just one of His vessels, and He doesn't want His vessels um, going through bad habits, right? So go to God for that. Look in the Bible for that. Get outside. Go do something. Get out of the house if you have to do it. So those are some of my tips for how to break bad habits. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Junior Mints Podcast. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please drop a like, subscribe down below, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.